it is really a question of leadership. There's a problem of leadership in the country. Ang tanong, sino ang leader ng bansa? It's BBM, for God's sake. So ang tanong, is BBM competent enough to run the country? 2 years pa lang siya in office. May 4 years pa siya in office. Do we want that? Or are we going to bleed up to the last breath, up to the last drop of blood? Yun ang tanong sa Pilipino. So who suffers from all of these things? Filipinos, especially ordinary, regular Filipinos like you and me, and the whole country. I think kasi, yung unahin ko lang mag-comment lang ako very quick doon sa sinabi ni VP, ni Inday. Totoo naman eh. Kung titignan mo tahimik siya from the start ng administration until naging na 1.5 years I think, and lately lang naman talaga siya, nag-resign siya ng DepEd. I think from what I can sense and what can I analyze sa mga nangyayari, I think she was trying to be patient and she was just probably trying to condition her mind that I'm here to work. And I will try to get along with the administration. Kasi hindi naman siya ang presidente, siya ang vice president. May sarili siyang turf. So gagawin niya yung gagawin niya dapat. Pero kahit alam niya na may nakikita siya siguro along the way na hindi siya nag-agree. Kasi talaga namang makikita mo yan eh. If you're part of the cabinet and you have this so-called unit team before, you will see everything. Hindi naman yan just na rocket science eh. So nakikita ko na okay, along the way, pero dumating siguro sa point na hindi niya nakaya. So nag-resign siya ng DepEd. Pag resign niya ng DepEd, kabi-kabila ang tira hanggang sa umabot tayo sa ganitong sitwasyon. Kasi may hangganan din ang pasensya ng isang tao. Kahit ako kung ang nasa posisyon ni Inday, ni VP, siguro ganyan din ang mangyayari. You have to stand up. Lalo na kung sobrang gurguran na ang nangyayari. At saka, ang mahirap kasi dyan, ang inaatake nila, yung mga regular government employees na tulad ni na Attorney Laika at saka yung iba pang naging employee niya sa DepEd siguro na talagang, alam mo yun ang dinidiin just to put a pressure on her. Parang bang sandali muna, yung mga yan, ordinaryong Pilipino yan, regular Filipinos, nagtatrabaho lang din yan. Bakit nyo ginaganon just for you to push forward your agenda, political harassment against the Vice President, just because she is the front runner in the possibility that siya yung front runner in the 2028 election is there. Parang bang ang tagal-tagal pa ng 2028. Siguro magtrabaho na lang muna kayo lahat. Pero ang problema, hindi nga ganoon ang objective nitong current administration ni BBM, lalo na si Romualdez, kasi ang gusto nila, they are in power and they would be in power for the longest time. Gusto ata nilang lampasan pa ang track record ni Marcos Sr. na 21 years in power. Baka mamaya mas gusto pa nilang lumampas sa 21 years. Yun yung yun yung talaga ang ang pinaka-core of the matter eh. That's why they're doing this to Inday. Ang problema, sa ginagawa nitong mga to, nagsusuffer ang bansa mo. Given that we have this kind of situation, that the political situation is tension-driven, anytime soon, nagagalit na ang tao, not necessarily just what they're doing against the Office of the Vice President, the staff of the Office of the Vice President, the staff of the Office of the Vice President, and the Vice President herself. Iba pa yung issue na yun. Galit ang tao sa ginagawa nila kasi obviously it's a political harassment. There are human rights violations already. Ang latent naman yan, ang blatant at ang obvious. On the other hand, the impact of all of this tension is impacting the economy of the country. Do you really think a serious company, like for example Microsoft, will invest in the country given the volatility of the political situation, given the corruption, given the not so good too big light, electricity, transportation, all of this? No, of course not. So who suffers from all of these things? Filipinos, especially ordinary, regular Filipinos like you and me, and the whole country. So that's why every time I'm being interviewed, even in international media, I always say, I'm sorry, but my country is bleeding under a BBM administration. When I say bleeding, it's really bleeding. Sometimes I even think that sometimes I even analyze kasi my PhD studies is in economics. Though my background is political science and international relations. Pero right now, I'm studying and finishing my doctoral study in economics. So in a way, tinitignan ko yung economic side ng bansa. Minsan na-alarm ako na para bang, oh my God, is my country already bankrupt? Really? That's even a question in my mind. I'm not saying it is, but in my mind, it's a question because ang daming nangyayari na para bang like, bakit ka magbibenta ng gold reserves mo? You only do that when your country is really in a very difficult situation. Kasi pangsapong yan either doon sa pagtaas ng currency, ng exchange rate, or you have to service debt o debt servicing. Tumataas ang ating foreign debt. Pag tumataas ang foreign debt, mahirap yun, magdi-default ang Pilipinas in a matter of time. So sometimes I think, hala, baka mamaya sabi ko sa isip ko bankrupt na ang Pilipinas. So this is really real issues that the country is facing right now. Ang tanong doon, why are these things happening? There's one very specific ano diyan answer to that question. It's a question of leadership. It is really a question of leadership. There's a problem of leadership in the country. Ang tanong, sino ang leader ng bansa? It's BBM, for God's sake. So ang tanong, is BBM competent enough to run the country? 2 years pa lang siya in office. May 4 years pa siya in office. Do we want that? Or are we going to bleed up to the last breath, up to the last drop of blood? Yun ang tanong sa Pilipino eh. Parang, oh my God, on my side, ako, bilang analyst, parang, ganito ba talaga mangyayari sa bansa ako? Oh my God. Ano ba to? Bakit ganito? Kasi makikita mo talaga siya. And if you look at the international level naman, lalo na sa ASEAN, all countries are developing. Kasi ang focus nila is economic development, mag-attract ng investors and all that. Ang mga nakikita ko, kasi I travel across many countries eh. Even if I'm based in Beijing right now because of my study in Peking University, I travel a lot as well. So nakikita ko, dito sa Cambodia, ang focus nila, grabe, puro ekonomiya, paano papalakasin ang ekonomiya? Pag nakita mo ang Cambodia, maiiyak ka. Because before 10 years ago, Cambodia is not so developed. Right now, Cambodia is developing, expanding, and so many investors in there. So sabi ko, bakit ganito ang Cambodia nag-develop? Paano ang Pilipinas parang nahuhuli kami? Ang Cambodia is even supposed to be the least developed, one of the least developed country in ASEAN. Pero ngayon, ang develop niya, ang rapid. Ang Pilipinas, walang nangyayari. Dahil sa politika ng bayan natin na hindi na itatama. Dahil sa mga leader nilalagay natin sa pwesto na hindi naman karapat-dapat. So these are really realities that Filipinos, we really have to face this. And right now, we are in this current situation. Ang bottom line question ko lagi sa Pinoy is, saan tayo, ano bang gusto nyo? Gusto nyo ng progressive country, developed and modern and very economically well-off? Or you want to bleed up to the last drop of blood? You have to make a decision. Now, it depends on your choice. If you want to have a developed country, then choose the right leader, especially the one on top, because it matters a lot. Leadership is very, very important in a country. It really, really matters a lot. Now we are in this crossroad. Nasa crossroad ang Pilipinas eh. May rally ka ngayon sa EDSA Shrine. What they're shouting? They're shouting corruption, end to corruption. Ang number one, paano na yung bigat na dapat niyang seryosohin? Kasi it really pains and Filipino see him in a different light. Parang may shadow around him na maybe he is not allegedly competent. It's precisely because dito sa alleged drug use niya. So paano niya mabibridge yun? Magpa-drug test ka, but it seems he does not even, listen, or wala. Takot siya ba? Or I don't really know, because wala ka namang dapat ikatakot talaga kung wala namang dapat ikatakot. So you just have to do it. It's simple procedure.
Opo.
But he's not doing. Diba? Parang, bakit? To be very frank, yun lang nasa isip ko lagi. Bakit naman? Kasi kung ako, pag sinabi mo sa akin, magpapadrug test ako, bukas agad, papadrug test ako, so what? Diba? Ganun
Opo.
eh.
Ganun talaga, Prof. At yung mga katanungan po ninyo ay ganyan din ang katanungan po ng mayoriya sa mga Pilipino sa mga panahon ngayon. At naisinon po namin, Prof, na magtuloy-tuloy po ang ating talastasan. Abay, salat po tayo sa panahon. Prof, maraming salamat po sa inyong panahon. As always, Prof, maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat. Ingat kayo. God bless. And hello to Pastor Tibuloy. Pagaling po kayo. Yun ang balita ko. Pagaling po kayo, Pastor. See you po. Bye-bye. God bless.